Hey there, the retired comedian here, and here are the 5 reasons why you should open a Roth IRA. Reason number 5 why you should open a Roth IRA is that it's tax-free money when you actually reach the age of 59 and a half, or that age of retirement. And this is great because that means you can lock in some money, you can lock in some funds that you can take out when you're above the age that is completely tax-free. That means the IRS won't be knocking on your door going like, hey, so about this money that you got. No, that's literally a clear partnership that you've established, that is already this account that's been established to literally give you that tax-free. But be mindful, is the Roth IRA, because there's traditional IRAs like SEP IRAs, there's a bunch of different IRAs. But if you lock in the Roth IRA, and you can lock in, I believe now the rates in 2021 are, if you make below $140,000 as a single member, as a single person in your tax system, in your tax paying system, basically you are going to lock in the Roth IRA access, which you can contribute a max of $6,000 a year. Unless you're above the age of 50, then you can contribute up to $7,000. But these rates change over time, so always be on the lookout on what's the current rate. Now, reason number 4 why you should open a Roth IRA is that your future self will thank you. Will thank you so much, because they will go, hey, at least my past self thought about me. And that's something that even today I am so grateful that I started investing at a relatively young age, because when I am much older, and I can see that with my own parents, grandparents, that they didn't have the access to save for a rainy day. Now, when the rainy day comes, they actually don't have the necessary funds to cover certain expenses, certain costs of living that just come with older age. And if you're already preparing yourself for that rainy day that may come somewhere in the future, it's great, and your future self will definitely thank you for it. Now, the reason number 3, I believe, 3, 5, 4, 3, 3. It's the asset allocation protection. So the Roth is a great account because in the Roth, you can do all sorts of trades, basically penalty free. Don't get me wrong, if in your Roth, inside your Roth, you have like different ETFs, index funds, you do pay an expense ratio to have those ETFs inside your Roth. If you have different mutual funds, you may have certain management fees that are also incurring fees inside your Roth. So not every gain will be 1,000% yours, but let's say you're just holding stock, for example. You can make all sorts of trades, whether it's a win or a loss, and at the end of the day, all of that is tax-free, baby. Like, you have that asset allocation protection. That means you can switch stuff in your account without any penalties on capital gains, whether it's long-term capital gains or short-term capital gains. Pretty much that's one of the benefits of a Roth. But again, I'm also a retired comedian. I am just some dude on the internet talking to you about finance and stuff like that, when I just retired from comedy. Not financial advice, not accounting, none of that stuff. I'm just some dude on YouTube. So you take the risk and things that you want to take. Don't do stuff just based on what I'm telling you. But a Roth IRA, I am telling you, is absolutely incredible and amazing. And this is the reason number 2 now why you should open a Roth IRA. And that is that you can load out your principal. So let's say worst case scenario, you're in a tight spot. And let's say you've been contributing heavily with your Roth IRA for at least a period of, let's say, 5 years. That's a pretty good minimum amount. and you need to get access to these funds. You can't wait until you're age 60 because an emergency just happened and you need money now. I would say personally, don't tap into your Roth IRA contributions until you're above the age of 59 and a half, because that's the whole reason and purpose of this account. But if you absolutely need money for an emergency situation or whatever that might be, not for your gambling addiction, please, but for whatever it is, you can actually take out your principal. You cannot take your gains. Your gains are locked in until you're above the age of 59 and a half, tax-free. But if you sell some shares, you can take out the principal that you actually put in, and that will be completely penalty-free. So you can actually load out your principal that way. And the reason number one, drum roll please. That sounded more like a bee swarm, like or like a lawnmower, like that sounded more like that, not like a drum roll. But I'm not good at making sound effects. I leave that to the dude from Police Academy, When I later in life, when I get fancier with my editing, I'll add clips and stuff while I'm talking, so the video is even more entertaining. But for now, I'm just doing it like this. But the number one reason why you should open a Roth IRA, from my retired comedian to you guys, is that it has a clear set goal. Meaning, when you have a Roth IRA, the reason the government allows you this access to, hey, there's a little loophole there, so you can make some money in the future, but most of you will discover this when you're old, so you're not going to make a lot of money. But this is the loophole, that you can only contribute up to a certain amount. You can't just load up as much money as you want there. No. For example, this year, the max you can contribute if you're below the age of 50, it's basically $6,000. So it gives you that clear goal that, like, okay, for this tax year that's coming up, I am going to put as much money there so I get to that 6K mark. For some of you, it might be very easy to make $6,000, but for a lot of you, it might be very, very tough to make $6,000, especially after going through a pandemic. So the thing that I suggest the most is that you contribute just as much as you can or as little as possible. I even have my own mother contributing minimum $50 every single week to her Roth IRA. And my mom is over the age of 50, which means like she's very close to retirement. And she literally just started her Roth IRA about a year ago, because unfortunately in my family, a lot of people, and when I mean a lot of people, I mean like most people, if not every single person in my family, excluding myself, are very financially illiterate. And we need to create more financial literacy in our country and within each other, and we should be more open about these type of topics with each other. So I encourage you to share this type of information with people out there, but always remember, I'm just a retired comedian. I'm just learning stuff and sharing it with you because I think it will actually benefit you and bring value into your life. Boom. Don't take all my word for it. There's other people in the internet that you can compare this information to, and you can make the best decision you can. But please, please, please take advantage of this incredible informational age that we have YouTube that gives you so many resources and so many things for free. You don't have to pay for anything, and you can literally get a life's worth of education if you find the right sources. So share this information if you liked it. Subscribe if you like this type of stuff. Don't forget to like the video, share it with a friend or two that might need it more than you do, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care and have a wonderful rest of your day.